About 20 or 30 years ago, I was diagnosed, and I said, oh, that's the end of my athletic career. The end of my athletic career was almost like the end of me. And then I decided that I had to find some other priorities. And I fell upon this dance troupe, or this dance class we had. And that really filled the purpose. It gave me a sense of self-esteem. It gave me a sense of self-worth.
It sometimes gets to the point where I can't move. I get stuck. And when the music comes on, I forget that.
When I'm in class, I learn to move with grace, control, and self-expressiveness.
I love the community of people here. We have a wonderful time. We laugh, we dance, we sing. And so really has become my replacement life, the community I had when I used to work. And I really love it. It's important to me. It gets me up in the morning.
This dance class has actually made me feel like a kid again, that I feel young and energetic and really motivated to get out into the world and do more things and learn more.
Welcome to Dance for PD!
Hi, I'm John.
I'm Misty.
And I'm David. And together with our fabulous musician William Wade, choreographer Mark Morris, and dancers from the Brooklyn Parkinson Group, we're going to guide you through a Dance for PD class.
Since 2001, members of the Brooklyn Parkinson Group have been coming to the Mark Morris Dance Center in Brooklyn. Here they take a specialized dance class taught by dancers and teaching faculty of the Mark Morris Dance Group.
We welcome everyone at all levels of ability and mobility, as well as partners, friends, families, and caregivers, to dance with us in a spirit of fun and artistic exploration.
We created this DVD so that you can join us wherever you are. We welcome you to join our dance class. Before we start, we'd like to cover a few of the details to make this the most enjoyable dance experience for you at home.
In this DVD, you'll experience a range of styles and techniques that we use in our class: ballet, modern, jazz, tap, improvisation, and Mark Morris repertory. We'll explain everything as we go along, breaking down each exercise into component parts. We'll have some breakout sessions where John, Misty, and I will explain in more detail a specific step or technique.
This DVD is designed to be done by yourself, with a partner, or with a small group. If you feel you might need some support when you're standing up, we encourage you to invite a friend or partner to dance with you.
We'll be starting the class seated, so you'll want to make sure that your chair is sturdy, comfortable, and stable. You should be able to put both feet flat on the floor, and you should be sitting on a chair that is not soft. We suggest a chair from your kitchen or your dining room area rather than the sofa.
Just as in our Brooklyn classes, you should feel free to modify or adapt any movement that you see in this DVD that doesn't feel quite right to your body or that doesn't feel comfortable to do. We encourage you to watch our demonstrations as many times as you need so that you can feel comfortable doing the dances in this DVD. We also encourage you to watch our student dancers in the class to see the full range of possibilities and adaptations available to you. We will guide and coach you as we go along, just as we do in our classes, but there is no wrong way to dance in this class or in this DVD. Some people choose, for example, to do just a part of a sequence rather than the whole thing. Others might choose to do something half as fast. What's important is that you're moving as fully as possible to the music and having fun. This class is structured in 3 parts. First, you'll do a progressive warm-up and a set of dances in a chair. At the end of the seated section, we'll introduce a longer phrase that we hope will allow you to feel a more continuous, flowing sense of movement. Then you'll have the option of continuing to dance in a standing position, or if you wish, you may remain seated and continue dancing in a chair. At the end of the class, we will do a traditional reverence.
As you start to get more comfortable with the exercises on the video, you may want to do the complete uninterrupted version, which appears as a separate track on the DVD. It can be found on the main menu. This will give you a sense of the progressive flow that occurs in a structured dance class.
It's time for class to begin. As you find yourself seated in the chair, you should find both feet flat on the floor in front of you. I like to envision deep roots going down into the earth and the collective energy coming up my body, rising through my torso. Place your hands on your hips and feel that your rib cage is lifting high above your hips. Head is ascending to the ceiling. Take a large breath in and out, keeping the length in the vertebrae, and in again, and out, and one more time in, out, and keeping tall electric energy in your spine. Release the hands, and we're ready to start. We're going to start by scooping our hands up. 1, hands coming together. 2, elbows bending, hands lowering. 3 and 4, hands sliding up high. 6, open. 7 and 8. Starting again. 1 and 2, palms together, elbows widening, hands lowering. We're going to take a big dive. 1 and 2 and all the way down on 4. Peeling up, elbow lifts high, fingers stretch, fingers dive down with 2 counts. 2 counts peeling up, fingers stretch, fingers diving down, elbow bends and through. Tucking the chin, rolling up, crossing the arms, 4 counts, lifting overhead and pressing wide. 6, 7, and 8. Brushing 1 and 2. Open 3 and 4. Lift. 6, open. 7 and 8. Arms up for 2. Dive down. 3. Head follows. 4. Snake up. 5. 6. Tuck the chin. 7. Roll up. 8. Peel. 1 and 2. Fingers dive for 4. Elbow peels. 2 counts. Fingers dive on 4. 4 counts. Roll up, crossing the hands, lifting high overhead and pressing wide. 6, 7, and 8. Let's try this together with music. Now we're in our dance studio, and we're going to go right into our sun salutation, everyone. Arms to your side. Here we go. Feeling the energy coming out of your head and scooping 1, 2, palms together, bending and lowering, sliding up, continuous movement and opening wide. Starting again, scoop and lift, lowering down, diving over, stretch long, all the way down. We're peeling up. Stretch the fingers, diving back down. Opposite side, stretch, diving back down. Roll up through the back, cross the arms. Lift overhead, reverse the hands and press. One arm reaches out, hug yourself. Opposite side. Both stretch up and open. We're going to dive, both lift, dive in, the head follows, chin lift, roll up, drop the chin, you're only halfway up, peel right, and lower, peel left, and lower, cross the arms at the waist, lift, press wide, take all of the music. Beautifully done, everyone. Really enjoyed the way you suspended and pressed all the way through. I could see the energy coming through your hands and fingers.
Dancers use images all the time to help them move. And one of the ways we do that is to put ourselves in a scene and imagine that we are creating a series of effects. So for this combination, we're going to imagine that we're outside and there are going to be a series of visual, natural effects that happen that we're going to try to manifest in our bodies. So the first thing we're going to do is clear the fog in front of us. So you can imagine there's this curtain of fog and you brush your hand out and clear the fog. Now you can see. So you're going to look out as far as you can under your hand and really imagine that you're seeing a beautiful vista away from you. Now that you've cleared the fog and are able to see, you're going to see a beautiful sunrise that comes up through the center. And I'm going to try to keep my fingertips together. And that sun is going to set on the other side. And then because it's nighttime, the stars are going to come out. So I have two little flashes of light that I'm creating by opening my hands like this. And I'm going to do the whole thing to the other side. So I'm sweeping the fog away. I'm looking around, trying to see into the distance. The sun starts low on the horizon, comes up through the apex, and back down to the other side. And then I have two stars coming out. Now, as we go along, you can increase the number of stars rhythmically to be 4 instead of 2. Just as a representation of the thousands of stars, millions of stars that are out there. So that's the first part. The second part, we're going to place ourselves next to a beautiful river. So we're going to create that river with our hands and fingers. So a very soft, flowing action here. And then a flock of birds is going to fly over that river, very softly and gently, but a different quality in our fingers, right? So this is undulating and watery, and this is wing-like as we go. A giant moon is going to shine, and really see the light of that moon as you create it up above, and then a light mist is going to fall down through the center. So that second part starts with the water, the birds, creating a giant moon up over your head, and you can let your focus go up as well, and a light mist falling down. We're going to try that with some music, and I'm going to talk you through it as we go. We'll do both parts. Reaching around, clearing the fog, and peering out into the distance. Sun rises up, Keep it moving, sunset, flash star, and star. Same thing to the other side. And look. Sun rises up, fingertips together, and keep your shoulders relaxed here as well. Star, star. Let's do the second part. So the water, soft and gentle. Flock of birds. Giant moon up. And a light mist falls. And go to the other side. So water, very soft with your fingers. The birds are just skimming over the water. Very active in your fingers. Giant moon goes up. And a light mist falls. When you go from the beginning, reaching around and peering out, really let your focus go farther than your own room. And reaching up and over. And now 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. The second part. Soft water and flying. Reaching up a giant moon, really see the color of that moon above your head. And the light mist is going to fall, and we're going to reverse the whole thing like playing the tape backwards. So lifting up through the center and opening as wide as you can. That moon falls away. The birds fly home. And the water retreats. Soft, 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 soft. 4 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4. The sun rises and sets. And you look again and reaching away. Birds fly across. Moon rises up through the center, breathing and letting that mist fall. Letting the moon break in two and fall back down to the earth. And the birds fly home. And the soft water races by in front of you. It's nighttime, star, very sharp flashes. Sunrise up and set. Looking across and grabbing that air to you. Relaxing, letting the breath fall out. And beautiful. Very nicely done.
We're going to bring our attention to our feet, and we're going to try to warm up the entire surface of each foot. So we're going to start actually with our hands planted on our hips, sitting nice and tall. And with both feet, you're going to press up to the ball of each foot and then drop the heel. With each foot, we're going to roll out to the side and come back to center. Flex the toes up. There's a little bit of weight in each heel, pressing down, and then rolling in to the inside of the foot and back to center. We're going to do all of that again, but this time in a smooth circular motion, tracing the outline of your foot on the floor, finishing with a lifted heel and drop down. Then with one foot, you're going to press to the ball of the foot, to the full point, back to the ball of the foot, drop down. Then in one motion, all the way up to the full point, back down to the heel, and a nice leg extension flexing the foot. You're going to point and cross your other ankle, flex and extend, drop the heel back to the floor, scoop up and over, flex, and come back to center. We will repeat all of that, the only difference being that we will work on the other foot, all of these motions. Sitting nice and tall. Both feet up and down, rolling out, flexing, rolling in, circling around the surface of each foot, finishing with the heels raised, one foot, ball, full point, back to the ball, drop the heel, full point, heel and flex, and cross, and flex, and scoop, back to center, both feet up, roll out, and flex, roll in, circling around, finishing with the heels up, drop down, one foot, up, full point to the ball and down, full point, heel and extend, cross, extend, scoop. Great. Let us try that one more time, and this time I won't narrate through it. Down, roll out, flex up, and roll in. This time smoothly tracing the outline of your foot on the floor. One foot, up to the full point, ball of the foot down, full point, heel drops, flex it out, cross, flex, pas de cheval, let's repeat, and up, roll out, flex up, and roll in. Smooth circle, tracing the outline of your feet on the floor, Other foot, up, press and down, and to the point, down and flex. Cross, flex, pas de cheval, ole.
Dancers use all parts of their body to express emotions, ideas, and images. And in this particular exercise, we're going to express some games that some of us are probably already familiar with. So the first thing we're going to do is a little bit of rock, paper, scissors. You're going to reach out to one side, and with your fist, you're going to create a rock. One, paper, you're going to open your fingers and create a nice flat piece of paper. Scissors, and we're going to end that phrase with a little snap. Pow. The same thing to the other side. Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Let's look at the transition between the paper and the scissors. So you're right here. You're going to tuck your thumb and open your fingers. All right, try that one more time. Paper, scissors, and then you have to bring everything together for a snap. We're going to keep going with this idea of game playing, and we're going to deal some cards. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. And as with all theater, you want to imagine that there's somebody, or maybe a group of people on the other side of the table receiving those cards from you. So it's not just an abstract move, you're actually throwing those cards at somebody in the distance. 1, 2, 3, 4. The same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to collect everything back, and you realize that you've actually lost the game. And you're going to express that disappointment and misery as you go down, all right? But you have another chance. We're going to go to the other side. So you have rock, paper, scissors, snap. Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Deal your cards. Deal your cards. Pull everything back. Yes! It's good. And even though you're at home, I want you to express that full joy of winning a game, which feels good, right? So express that as big as you can. If you have a partner in the room, express that to your partner. For this kind of exercise, where there's something quite quick with your hands or with your feet, it's really important to give yourself permission to do it half as fast as I'm demonstrating it. So for example, when I'm dealing these cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you feel more comfortable going 1, 2, 3, 4, you're welcome to do that, especially when we get to the doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to start out by trying it half as quick, 1, 2, 3, 4. You get the same effect, you get the same relationship with the exterior, but you're working at a speed that's comfortable for you. And that's really important. We're going to do this a couple times through with music. The thing that really helps me with this is integrating my focus, that is where I'm looking, with what my hand's doing. So I'm not just going to look to the front to do this, I'm actually going to let my focus go out and over the action in my hand. So I'm engaged fully in my body, eyes, hands, and spirit. All right, let's try this with some music. 2, 3, 4, other side. Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Deal your cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, reverse. 1, 2. Really throw them out. Pull back. Again. 1, 2, 3. Snap and rock. Extend. Clip. Snap. Deal it out. 2, 3, 4. 1. Out. Pull it back. It's good. So we're going to try that one more time. And this time we're going to try to do both hands at once. So we'll start with the same phrase and do that each time through. And then we're going to go to both sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're going to deal both sets of cards at once, something that might not happen unless you're a real pro, and then bring it back. This is the same, okay? So we're going to start with one hand. rock, paper, scissors, snap. Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Deal your cards and reach. Pull back. Try it again. 1. Better luck next time. 2. Out and 1, 2, 3, 4. Deal out. And really see those people on the other side. Bring back. Now both together. 1, 2, 3. Snap. Again. Rock. Paper. Really direct with your hands. And throw. Bring it back. Pull. It's another bad round. Sorry. And 1. But you have a comeback here. Rock. Paper. Scissors. Snap. And 1. Throw as far as you can. Pull back. Yes! Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Other side. Rock, paper. Really see the shapes with your hands. Deal out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull back. Oh no! Again, rock, paper, scissors, snap. Very direct. Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Deal out as far as you can. Other side. I have good feelings about this. Pull back. Oh, yes! Great. Thank you. Sitting up nice and tall. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Switch. Rock, paper, scissors, snap. Deal. Deal. Pull back. Oh, and rock, paper, scissors, snap, and rock, paper, scissors, snap. Deal far. 2, 3, 4, and far. Really articulate with your hands. Pull back. Pull out both hands. 1, 2, 3. Snap again. Paper, scissors. Both hands. Deal. And back to the center. Good. Pull back. Oh no! Last time. Rock, paper, scissors, snap, and rock, paper, scissors, snap. Deal out and back. Pull back. Yes! Great.
Now I'd like to explain how to do the book. We're going to start by stretching our arms way out to the sides of our body, feeling electricity shooting through our ring fingers. You're going to slide your arm across your torso, and it's going to insert into an imaginary sleeve of the opposite arm, and then it's going to slide back, initiating with the elbow back to center. Once again, I'm going to cross and insert in an imaginary sleeve, pull back to center, and reestablish as wide as can be. At the same time that I'm doing that, I'm going to have a lazy Susan movement on the bottom of my body where I slide, and it's as though the front leg is leading the way and the back leg just simply rotates down. I come back to center, and the same thing happens on the other side. So I just slide around. You can use your chair also if you'd like to give yourself a little pull. So when we combine both of these movements together, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, stretch, 4, pull back 5, and 6, to center on 8. Across, 2, 3, stretch, 4, back to center, 6, 7, and 8. Third time. 2, 3, stay, 4, open the front arm out in a large half circle, taking it behind you, 8. Lift overhead, 2, 3, stay. 4, swing everything down low and open wide on 8. Other side, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Center, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Crossing, 1, 2, 3, reach. 4, center, 5, 6, 7, wide as can be. And third time, 2, 3, 4, swing that book cover open. 6, 7, and 8. Lift overhead, 5, 2, 3, reach. 4, circle down. 6 and 7, 8. Okay, let's try it with music. Here we go. Crossing 1, 2, take your time, stretch long. 4, pulling back to center, as wide as you can be, and across. 2, 3, reach. 4, just arrived just in time. Back to center and expand. Third time, comes across. Long straight lines, swing open the book. 7 and 8, lift. Framing the head, swing everything forward and open wide. Second side, 1, 2, reaching on 4, pulling back, coming to center, and cross. 2, 3, 4, back. 5, 6, 7, and third time. 2, 3, reach. 4, open. 5, 6, 7, 8, lift overhead, embracing the side plane, swing forward and open. Thank you, everyone. Beautiful job. Thank you.
We're going to talk about the concept of mirroring. Mirroring is an exercise that we do which involves a leader and a follower. In this case, I'm going to be the leader, David is going to be the follower. I am going to spontaneously come up with a movement sequence, and as I perform that sequence, David is going to follow what I do as closely as possible. Ideally, someone looking at us would not be able to tell who is the leader and who is the follower. Here's an example of this. I have not decided what I'm going to do. in the moment. And were we to continue with the exercise, we would switch who is the leader and who is the follower. David would lead and I would follow. I would like to add, for the purposes of filming this video, we are sitting in a diagonal shape here. But if you're doing this at home, I would encourage you to face your partner straight on.
We have 4 lovely dancers here. We're going to take the theme of the seasons for our mirroring improvisation, and somewhere in their mirroring improv, they have to fit in elements of each of those 4 seasons as they go. They have already chosen the first leader and the first follower, and in the middle of the combination, we're going to change those roles so the person who was following is now going to be the leader. Without further ado, shall we try it? I'm going to do a mirroring to you who are watching this so that you have somebody to follow as well. But you are also welcome to follow the couples on either side of me. William, we're ready to go. Thank you. Switching leaders, here you go. Great. Thank you so much. you and I are going to play a little call and response game. And this is based on some of the mirroring that we did earlier. But for this exercise, I'm going to lead a very short phrase. I'm going to stop, and then you're going to repeat the phrase that I just did. So for example, if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, now it's your turn to do the same thing. Try to do as close a version as you can. If you can't remember all of it, don't worry about it. Let's try that on the other side. So I'm going to do a phrase, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now everything is much more fun with music. So let's try this with some music. And again, keeping that call and response. I will do the movement, and I'll give you a chance to do your movement. I'll do the movement, and then it's your turn. And we'll go all the way through the song. Here we go. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. My turn. Your turn. Great, my turn. Here we go. Good. Your turn. Your turn. And now you go. And now I go. And now you go. And now I go. Great. Let's switch leaders now. Switch the person initiating. Now you go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So John and I are going to lead you through a plie exercise that is something that a dancer would do very first thing in the morning in a ballet class. We're also going to add a narrative element because a lot of ballet is based on storytelling. Hands on your chair, which we'll substitute for a bar, and John's going to demonstrate a version that can be done seated. We're going to start with 2 demi-pliés, dropping down 1, stretching 2, dropping 3, stretching 4. We're going to reach forward with one arm, pull the curtains across, lift your hand up, let your focus go out your hand, and drop back down. And we'll do the same thing again to the other side. So plie down and stretch, plie down and stretch. Nice and buoyant in your legs, reaching forward to the side, stretching up. This is a moment of lift and suspension and breath before you bring your arm down. We're going to repeat our pliés, down and stretch and down and stretch, and a beautiful curve up and over your head, keeping your fingertips very much alive. And the same thing on the other side, plie, stretch, plie, stretch. This feels great. And all the way to the other side, a big stretch where you're opening your gills and bringing your hand back down. Now we have our mime element. So you're going to sing to the corner, and your hands, your fingers are going to represent the singing voice. So you reach out. You're going to pull that voice back to you. You're going to silence the room. Shh. And it's so quiet that you're going to fall asleep. But suddenly, you jolt awake, and the same thing on the other side. Reaching out. Pull it back. Very dramatic there. Silencing the room. Shh. And falling softly asleep before you jolt awake. We're going to have a little bit of transition. We'll bring our feet into first position. This is a position with our heels together. I'll do exactly the same thing. So 2 pliés, arm reaches, a beautiful long extension to the other side. 2 pliés, stretching up and over. 2 pliés, stretching up and over. And then our combination of ballet mime at the end. Let's try this. All right, a nice wide second position, feeling your heels down into the floor, feeling nice and tall in your spine, head lifting, fountain reaching up to the ceiling. Here we go, nice soft plie, and stretch. Very buoyant at the bottom, reaching your arm forward and pulling the curtain across, and seeing as far as you can, reaching out in a nice soft descent of your hand. Plie and stretch. Right, down and stretch. Reaching forward, and think about how your fingers are elongating through all of this, especially here. Lift and breath. Plie again. Plie and stretch. And plie. Open shoulders, nice and wide. And soft and gracefully bringing your arm across. And let it come back to the chair. Same thing. Remember, in all of this port-de-bras, we have a nice sense of air under our arms, right? Lifting us up from the bottom. Floating across, giant arc. And lift. Staying tall, singing forward. 1, 2. Bringing it back, and sleep. Jolting awake. Other side singing. Pulling back. It's like you're telling someone to be quiet and rest. Jolting awake. And coming into first, taking time here. Here's our intro. Feeling your weight into your heels. And stretch. Good, nice long spine. Arm comes forward like you're standing in a giant opera house and opening the curtain and letting that hand lift. And drop. Again, soften. Great. Excellent, beautiful. Dropping down. Other side, floating that hand up, breathing fully, lifting your arm and up. Good. Plie dropping through, spreading your toes on the floor. So you feel like you have a very wide base for this. Yeah. Especially here as we start to lean over and dropping your shoulder and hand down to the floor. And again, plie down. Stretch. Torso stays nice and long. Gorgeous. Reaching the other side. Float. And up. Singing. Let your voice travel out. grab it and pull it back. And sleep. And sing. Grabbing and pulling it back, letting it come into you. And scanning. Awake. Focus up. Deep breath in. And release out. Beautiful. All right, John, Misty, and I are going to lead you through a combination. This is a series of short dance phrases that we're going to put together into a longer phrase. So we're going to start with John's phrase. John, would you lead us through?
Sure. So the components of the phrase are a press of the ball of the foot into the floor and then a heel drop, like a march. Swinging the opposite arm across and we drop the heel. So it will look like this. A 5, 6, 7, 8, and heel, ball, heel, ball, heel, ball, heel. We'll do it 8 times, 6, 7, and 8.
Great. Off to a good start. The second phrase is going to involve 3 steps to the side. So you're going to take a step side, plie, side, and you're going to change directions. Side, plie, side. Again, side, plie, side, and a side, plie, side. We're going to add some arms to that. So the arms reach out and twist, and out and twist, and then that second arm's going to come across and push through, and the same thing on the other side. Cross your body, push through. So let's put those 2 elements together. 5, 6, here we go, and side, and step, and to the side, crossing your hand side, and side, and side, step, side. And that's the second part. Misty, take it over.
The third part combines the upper body and lower body as well. The legs will first start by stretching out to the side and bringing them back together. Just touching, not shifting your weight onto that foot. Try again. Open and in, and open and together. With the upper body, you're going to stretch the arms up into a V shape, pull them in the middle, and then down into a V shape and pull them into the middle. Combining the 2 of those actions, it's open and close and open and close. Once more, open and close and open and close. The fourth part, David will take us through.
So after all of that movement, we're going to take a moment to stretch, and you're going to reach your arms up onto a beautiful, long Y shape, unfurling your arms like ferns. And then you're going to take a little contraction. Everything goes through to your center, drawing it in and coming back up. So let's try that one more time. We're going to take a giant V, unfurling your arms like a fern, reaching up, long fingers, focus up, and then you're going to take a contraction. Everything moves towards your center and rolling back up to start the next part. Misty, take us out on that one.
The last part is a railroad step. You're going to take your foot across your body, forward, middle, back, and middle. So you have one working leg and one stepping leg 3 times. On the 4th time, you step together and you close. Other side. Cross your body and step back. Cross your body and step back. Cross your body and step back and close together and hold.
For our big combination at the end of class, it's really important that you feel very comfortable so that you can move as big and as freely as possible. So you will see some people in the class using chairs and some people not using chairs. If you're doing this at home, you should feel free to use the chair for the entire combination, or follow me. I'm going to be seated and I'm going to do the whole dance from a chair so that you have an example of how to do that. It's really important that as we keep shifting our weight, you use your chair to maintain your balance.
Dig heel, everyone, right foot. Scoop it out, push it away, pushing right to the left. Reach high, lift, and lower, stretch wide. Big stretch, lift, pull it in. Railroad, step across. Change sides, pull together. Left foot. We do it again. Pull it together and change. Starting again at the top with 8 dig heels. Scoop it away. 1, 2, 3. Push across. Stretch high, lift, and open. Big stretch. Pull it in. Railroad across. And change. Dig across, step across. One more time, goes across, 1.
Hi, I'm John.
I'm Misty.
And I'm David. We're going to guide you through a dance for PD class.
Miraculous, but it's not a miracle. It's great for actually being brave enough to do something.
Welcome to Dance for PD.